From Chugach State Park in Alaska, this is the GCN Show. Love you, Ollie. Bye.
Welcome to the GCN Show.
Coming up this week, we tell you why the Tour de France isn't the ultimate test of endurance after all. Although it nearly finished you off, didn't it, mate?
It actually did finish me off. They were the same afterwards, Si. We've also got new bikes, Tom Pidcock winning on dirt, 132,000 speeding fines, and the first ever video reply to a BODGE. Were we wrong?
Us? Surely not.
This week in the world of cycling, we learned that Elisa Longo Borghini has won her second Giro d'Italia on the bounce.
But third place and double stage winner Sarah Giganti was looking super strong, having now recovered from surgery earlier in the year.
She looks amazing, didn't she? We also learned that Tadej Pogacar earned his 100th career win on the second stage of the Tour de France and his 101st a few days later as well. For context, Mathieu van der Poel is only on 55.
And now we also learnt that pedal car racing is a thing. Now, Dan claims it was like a combination of the Tour de France and Formula One. Now, for some reason, I don't believe him.
You don't, do you?
No.
I mean, I was basically like a combination of Max Verstappen and Tadej Pogacar at the weekend. And yes, don't worry, there will be a full video coming to the channel very soon.
Yeah, I would like to say that I can't wait. But I don't want to lie, frankly. Yeah, no, I'm joking. I am, I'm intrigued.
Well, that's good to hear.
Slightly, yeah.
I can't wait to see what you think. Finally this week, we learned that the Tour de France is brutal. So as we record this, 11 riders have already been forced to abandon the race as a result of the injuries that they sustained through crashes.
Yeah, and plenty of others are continuing on with less skin than they started with. Unfortunately, it's kind of part and parcel of the sport, isn't it? And almost undoubtedly always will be.
Exactly. Two things, though, that are not as brutal as they used to be are distance and duration, which led us having a bit of a team chat this morning as to whether the race, the Tour de France, can still be considered as the ultimate test of human endurance that it once was.
Yeah. When you say team chat, you mean coffee machine?
Yeah, it was you, me, Connor and Alex today, wasn't it?
Yeah, more people. There was a queue at the coffee machine, wasn't there? Anyway, we did a bit of research, right? And it's really interesting to look at how the race has actually progressed over time. So if we start at the beginning, the first Tour de France was in 1903, and it was only 2,428 kilometres, which is about 1,000 kilometres shorter than this year's event.
There's quite a key difference, though, with that inaugural event, isn't it? Because there were only 6 stages that year, albeit with some days between most of those stages. The last day that year I was looking went from Nantes to Paris, 471 kilometres. Maurice Guérin won overall that year, and also that final stage, which took him 18 hours, Si, which was 16 hours in front of the 21st and last finisher that day, Pierre de Vages.
Yeah, now that's savage, isn't it? The longest Tour de France in terms of distance was in 1926, and it was, wait for this, 5,745 kilometres, although that was over 17 stages. It's an average of 338 kilometres a day. However, speeds, as you would expect, were very different back then. The average for the whole race was just 24.3 k an hour, making an average stage just under 14 hours long.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? The winner that year was the Belgian Lucien Boyce, and he rode for a total of 238 hours. He was over an hour in front of the runner-up that year, Nicolas Frantz, whilst the last of the 41 finishers, André Drebeck, took an extra 25 hours to complete the Tour de France. Even in our worst moments, Si, as professional riders, I don't think we ever finished over a day down on the winner, did we?
I mean, I'd have to double-check.
Well, yeah, better, yeah.
Particularly your Tour de France, but can you remember?
I wasn't a day behind.
But anyway, I don't think we have, in all seriousness. It is interesting to watch the progression of the race, though, after that, isn't it? So the number of stages increased until it settled at around 21 to 24. 21 is the modern one. And the overall distance decreased to be around 4,500 kilometres.
And at the same time, of course, bikes were improving, weren't they?
They had more than one gear, for example.
Well, there is that, exactly. And so with that, speeds increased substantially as well. To the point that in 1958, although the race was only 1,400 k shorter, the overall duration was less than half of that 1926 epic.
But it was still 117 hours in the saddle for the winner, Charlie Gould, who averaged just under 37k an hour. It was a record to that point in time. It still sounds quite fast, doesn't it?
I know, I was thinking that, given my Manchester to London 32 kilometres per hour on a very good bike.
Yeah.
It's impressive, isn't it? Anyway, in the 80s and 90s, the race settled into a distance of around about 4,000 kilometres, but then more recently, it's been around 3,500 or even less.
Well, yeah, this year's is 3,338 kilometres and an average of just under 160k or 100 miles per stage. It still sounds like quite a bit, doesn't it? But as the speeds have continued to increase, the obvious knock-on effect is a significant reduction in the duration.
Yeah, so we looked at the fastest edition of the race, didn't we, which is in 2022. Jonas Vingegaard averaging 42.1 kilometres per hour en route to his first overall win at the race. So the average duration per stage that year was just 3 hours and 47 minutes, total time being 82 hours. So, can we still call the Tour de France the ultimate test of human endurance?
Well, I mean, the trouble is, Dan, isn't it? There are now plenty of amateur riders who ride the route of the Tour de France ahead of the race itself on their own, and others who do that as well as the transfers in between. I mean, we were talking about, who was the person we covered last week?
Oh, Amy.
Amy Cycling Adventures. Yeah, she's midway through at the minute. And there are plenty of riders covering far greater distances than the Tour de France and spending far longer in the saddle each day. Not to mention ultra races like Transcontinental, which has arguably much more in common with those early Tour de France's.
Yeah, you'd say so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So I guess we could ask, what's changed? Quite a few things since 1903. I mean, the event is almost unrecognisable when compared to those early days, but primarily I would say the big change is probably television. So the early days of the race were covered by written media, and then radio came in, didn't it? Both, I think, offered journalists a bit of poetic licence as they reported on a race that basically nobody could watch unless they were there. Yeah,
and then as media and technology progressed, the Tour de France was televised for the first time in 1948, albeit only the last part of the last stage. And it was well over a decade later that the last part of every stage was televised. And then just a few years ago, we had every kilometre of every stage live.
Which is good news for the teams themselves, isn't it? Who are still solely reliant on sponsorship money to fund themselves. That bit hasn't really changed very much in 100 years. But in order to have any viewers, it needs to be entertained, doesn't it? Now, I'm not saying that the 1926 Tour wouldn't have been entertaining to watch. Actually, no, I think I am going to say that it wouldn't have been entertaining to watch. Because I wouldn't watch a race in which the stages were 14 hours, was it? Long on average. And the winner finished an hour in front of everybody else.
No, it doesn't sound like it would be particularly suspenseful, does it? Anyway, what we're saying is that the sport has evolved, and it had to evolve, basically, didn't it? But that doesn't mean, or does it mean, in fact, that the race is no longer the ultimate test of human endurance that it once was?
I think what we can say is it's high octane, it's highly professional, there are high stakes, and for the most part, it is highly entertaining. I don't think it needs to be longer or harder than it currently is, nor should it be.
No, but what is interesting, though, is how other newer events are filling the void left behind, aren't they? Like Unbound, the Tracker 5 something or other, which are on gravel, just like the stages of the earliest tours. Then multi-day events like Tour Divide covers much more distance over fewer days than the Tour de France, even though that's also an off-road event.
Yeah, so I guess if it floats your boat, that kind of ultra-endurance stuff, you still can do it, or sometimes even watch events along those lines. The true modern feats, I would say, of human endurance in the modern era?
Well, I don't want to throw a curveball at this argument, but what the Tour has that those other events don't have is the intensity, right? And that is the killer aspect of the race. I mean, I'm kind of asking you because you've done it and I haven't, but I mean, arguably, to my mind, combining the two is the ultimate test of endurance, isn't it?
Well, I think it's getting more and more intense as the years roll on, isn't it? There's a lot of pressure on the rides and the speeds, as you said, are getting higher and higher. So I think we could definitely say it's still the ultimate test of human performance.
We could.
3 weeks.
It's quite a nuanced debate, this, isn't it? Anyway, most importantly, it's generally very entertaining to watch.
We're going to agree on that bit.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think we kind of agree anyway, don't we?
Yeah. Well, let us know your thoughts on this. Do you agree with us or not? Do you think it's changed for the better, or do you think they should put some longer, more epic stages back in the race?
I think they probably should do that.
Do you?
Well, just to see what would happen. I mean, it would be quite fun. Wouldn't you imagine if you just like, oh, by the way, guys, 400Ks today?
Yeah, but it'd have to be the penultimate stage, because you wouldn't want a 400K stage in week 1 and then, again, you get left with no suspense at the end of the race, potentially.
That's a good point. It's tricky, this, isn't it?
It'd take a lot of my time to watch it for the Racing News Show.
And now it's time for Cycling Shorts.
Cycling Shorts now, I'm going to start with a little more context behind the women's Giro d'Italia results. As we said, Elisa Longo-Borghini of UAE Team ADQ won the overall, just ahead of Marlen Reusser of Movistar.
Reusser caused a bit of controversy, didn't she? Landing herself a €600 fine and a yellow card for intimidating behaviour at the finish, where it looks at first glance like she's trying to punch a rider.
Yeah, I mean, at first glance it does look like that. The conclusion to it, I think, is that she definitely didn't, but nevertheless, she took a fairly hefty sanction for taking a hand off the bars in a sprint finish.
We said last week that we were looking out for the 2 veterans of the race. Well, Anna van der Breggen only finished 6th, and Marianne Vos unfortunately pulled out with illness before she could add to her 32-stage wins there.
Yeah, hopefully she's back to full form for the Tour de France in a couple of weeks.
It's not long, is it?
No. Now, there was a lot of talk under the GCN show from a couple of weeks ago about those incoming 32-inch wheels, and essentially how maybe we should just go and skip a few wheel sizes and ride penny farthings again. Well, it turns out that America's only penny farthing race was actually taking place at the weekend.
The high wheel race in Frederick, Maryland had 55 riders on the start list, but unfortunately, we can't tell you who won because we couldn't find out.
No, that one wasn't televised live on TV, was it?
I bet it was epic.
I bet it was, yeah. Now, sticking with... Well, we could write about it.
We could, yeah.
We could actually just make it up now, yeah. We could say how amazing it was. Anyway, sticking with the US, it seems like we were talking about this years ago. But anyway, Greg LeMond was finally awarded the Congressional Gold Medal last week, making him the first cyclist to receive the honour and only the 10th athlete as well.
That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Next, every day in the press, there seems to be another story about the number of law-breaking cyclists, while there's very rarely one about car drivers, such as the level of motor normativity. However, San Francisco recently published the outcomes of the first month since they introduced speed cameras back in March.
Now, speed cameras are something that Europeans and Brits are very familiar with, so we were quite surprised to learn that San Francisco is apparently the first US city to have them. So have a guess how many people got caught doing more than 11 miles per hour over the speed limit in the first 4 months.
Oh, I would have to say that I've got no idea.
Good guess, mate. 132,000.
Oh, I should have known. We did it in the intro.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did. Anyway, only 800,000 people live there. 132,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Crikey.
that is a lot, isn't it? Yeah, and there's only 50 speed cameras.
That's bonkers, isn't it?
Absolutely
like
bonkers.
you, I had no idea that there weren't speed cameras there already. Anyway, a bit of a shameless self-promotion now, not just of me, but the whole of the Global Cycling Network. Our new range of T-shirts, which celebrate the big race that's going on right now in July.
The pedal car one.
That's the one, yeah, down in Ringwood. Anyway, they've gone down very well this year. Si and I are sporting 2 of the current range today on the show. So
Fresh Pesh, this one's called then.
Yeah, and it is fresh as well, isn't it?
It is,
fresh out of the packet. Can't look... Not quite ironed, but still. Thank you all for your support through the purchase of those that you've made already.
Yes, they are still available over at shop.globalcyclingnetwork.com, or if you're watching this on your TV or computer, there's a QR code on the screen now that will take you directly to the page if you scan it. Now, new announcements, though. There is also a limited edition Camelback water bottle there as well, which, I've got to say, looks very cool.
It does on the website. We haven't got our hands on it yet, have we?
We have not got our hands on it yet.
Delivery is imminent. Anyway, sticking with Camelback, they've got their own challenge starting soon in collaboration with Strava. So starting this Friday, the 18th of July, the task is to ride for a total of 200 minutes on any bike between then and the 27th of July.
Yeah, so 10 days, 20 minutes a day on average. It sounds very doable, doesn't it? If you complete the challenge, you will get a 20% discount on the Camelback European website, which covers the UK and Ireland, France, Germany and Austria, Spain, Italy, and you also get a digital Strava badge as well, apparently. Plus, you put yourself in with a shout at winning one of the 3 prizes on offer, which is a podium bottle bundle worth €120 each.
Crikey.
It's not bad, is it?
I'll put a link in the description below with the sign up, etc. Moving on though, some of you may have watched the XCO Mountain Bike World Series from Andorra at the weekend.
I did.
Did you?
I did, yeah.
Nice. And you would have witnessed another pretty incredible performance by a certain Tom Pidcock.
Yes, he did make it look easy, unfortunately. Now, being his first mountain bike race of the season, he started quite a long way down the grid, but within 3 laps, he was up to second. And by the finish, well, technically he was only 21 seconds in front. And I mean, I hate to say it, but he soft-pedalled the last lap. So he could have won by significantly more. Anyway, second place was a breakthrough from Luca Martin, and Charlie Aldridge also did a great ride to take third, which is his best to date.
I think it is, yeah. Yeah, great ride by him as well. I think of multidiscipline hitters, Puck Peter did not win her race.
She did not.
In fact, she was 10th, I think it was,
Yeah.
on the day. Samara Maxwell was first instead. A reminder, incidentally, you can watch a full season of bike racing, including all the Mountain Bike World Series, live on Discovery Plus and Max. Just sticking with Pidcock for a little bit longer, though. Whilst he races a Scott bike for his Q36.5 team on the road, he's actually on a Pinarello bike for everything off-road. On the weekend, though, he was riding FSA wheels for the first time as part of a new partnership.
Interesting that, isn't it? Here's a guy who's been pretty meticulous about his equipment choice, particularly in mountain biking over the years, where he's had essentially free reign, hasn't he?
Yeah, Alex was saying that to me as well. Very meticulous. Sticking with Pinarello now.
Oh.
It's working out well, isn't it? You may have noticed over the weekend they launched 2 new gravel bikes. The Dogma GR, which is apparently the lightest aero gravel bike going, designed for shorter World Cup gravel courses and not gnarly old Unbound style.
You may maybe get yourself one of those, mate, for the World Champs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, anyway, for Unbound style races, there is the Gravel F, which is the very bike that Alex was secretly using this year, but he couldn't tell you about it because it was only officially released on Friday. Now, as well as being a banging race bike, we should say, it's got 50mm tyre clearance. It's also got plenty of gear mounting options, so you can strap as much gubbins as you like to it.
Cool.
Probably the first Pinarello that you can strap gubbins to.
I expect it is, actually, isn't it?
I can't
Without
imagine.
the use of zip ties.
Yeah, I don't think there are many. Anyway, there we go.
Going to go back to mountain biking now. How wild is this? So the Sacramento Bee reported that a mountain biker fell 500 foot into a ravine and had to use his helmet strap as a tourniquet whilst he waited for helicopter rescue.
That is absolutely wild.
Yeah.
And it kind of creeps me out, if I'm totally honest. Apparently, he was incredibly fortunate to have had 1 bar of phone signal with which to call 911, and then they told him about the tourniquet,
Blimey.
which is a hack, isn't it, really?
I think we're going to have to deem that a hack.
That is absolutely a hack, yeah.
Because it wasn't with a zip tie. Otherwise, it'd be a bodge, wouldn't it?
Well, and he survived, apparently. So, you know, that's about...
Otherwise, it would also have been a bodge.
Yeah, that's the ultimate get yourself home hack, isn't it, really?
And finally, you might have spotted Mathieu van der Poel warming up at the Tour de France time trial last week in some rather fetching Zwift headphones. We've got some too, so haven't we? What's up?
Well, we would have them. We did have them.
Well, I saw them. Where are they?
Ollie stole them.
He didn't.
He accidentally took them home and forgot to bring them back in.
That is so Ollie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, they're made in collaboration with H2O Audio, if you would like a set as well. I think we did get some footage from the tech show we can show.
I mean, we can show Ollie wearing them.
I can't believe he's actually nicked them.
I mean, I can. But, you know.
Next up, it is time for hack/bodge of the week, and we're going to start with the video reply to something we deemed a bodge, potentially, I think, last week.
Well, I think we said we need more information.
Yeah, well, we've got that, haven't we?
We have indeed. So for context, well, I mean, he gives context in the video, doesn't he? But Ben Evans sent in this picture last week, and we said we thought his saddlebag might be a bit, like, swayy.
Swayy.
A bit waggy, basically. Anyway, apparently not.
Hey GCN, I'm Ben, that kid that's riding from Norway to Greece. And no, I don't have lots of leisure time, but I try and watch the GCN show when I get the chance. Si, you wanted a video update on how my saddlebag doesn't sway. So here it is, Si. I've got this little rack, if that's what you want to call it, that bolts underneath my saddle here. and it's kind of like a two-prong situation. It hugs the bag, and now that the bag's much more tucked into the bike, sitting on the rear triangle, these are much further up the bag, meaning absolutely zero sway. Anyway, there's your update, Si. Hopefully you appreciated it. If you want to follow my journey to Greece, you can follow me at Venturous Ben on all your social media platforms. Just thought I'd throw in that plug since I'm doing all this effort making this video for Si. Anyway, I've got to get back on the bike, so au revoir, boys.
So were we wrong?
Well, I mean, absolutely we were wrong. Can I say, is it cheeky for Ben to put in that little plug?
Well, what I was going to say is that I think we were wrong, so we're going to have to go from bodge to hack. But what was also a hack was his presenting and editing and everything else. I'm a bit worried about my job, Si, to be perfectly honest.
Well, yeah. I mean, you should be.
Yeah, the younger presenter.
Are you going to go bike packing from Norway to Greece?
The void that I leave behind.
Absolutely. What I want to know now, though, Ben, if you can just fill us in, is that like an actual product that stops the saddlebag swaying, the rack type thing, as you described it, or is that like a bodge that you've come up with at home, or a hack?
Well, maybe we'll hear in a couple of weeks' time, because as he points out, it doesn't have much leisure time.
Doesn't have much leisure time.
He watches the GCN show, either when he's got time or probably when he's on it.
Yeah.
I think you've probably watched this week's.
That's it. I haven't got much leisure time, lads. I've just got a ride from Norway to Greece. That is leisure time.
Exactly, yeah.
Come on. Right, OK.
Right, on with the new ones then. Marco Bathurst wrote in and said, old hands in winter plus thick gloves make it harder to get out a bidon. Local bike shop gave me a handful of silicone wristbands. They fit perfectly around the top of a bidon for extra grip. Haven't dropped a bidon since.
Tell you what, that's quite good, isn't it?
Well, I couldn't help but think that he deliberately made a bit of a meal about the first slipping with the gloves over the top of the bidon. But it will be more grippy, there's no doubt about that.
I mean, that is true. I don't think I've ever had that problem. Admittedly, my hands are, I don't think, are too old yet, but...
There's over 80 years between them.
Yeah, good point, actually. Yeah. Yeah, jeez, right, OK.
Well, I'm going to say hack.
Yeah, I'm going to say hack.
You generally do struggle to get your bidon out in the winter with your gloves on.
Absolutely, if it helps. Job's good. Right, this one's sent in by Paul. Perfect Gubbins bike for Connor. Holy moly.
It's unbelievable.
So for podcast listeners, this is a bike utterly festooned, not just with luggage, but with matching red and black luggage, a lot of which is that kind of like really hard-wearing, shiny fabric that you find on North Face duffel bags or Ortlieb pannier bags. There's like about 8 litres of insulated liquid on there. What on earth is up around his handlebars? He's got like 8 head units and 5 cameras. Is that legit?
To give podcast listeners a sense of how many bags and other things are on this bike, what we can see of the bike is half the front wheel, the saddle, about a third of the top tube, 1 crank arm and 1 pedal, on a tiny bit of the rear tyre as well.
That is amazing. So apparently, Paul said this was spotted when cycling in Seoul in South Korea. It was a folding bike, and the rider was also dressed in matching coloured outfits. They must have looked like a Power Ranger in all that kit. That's amazing.
It's all colour-coded, isn't it? A lot of red and black going on there.
Fantastic. I mean, that's a hack, surely.
OK.
I mean, it's matching.
It is. All right, I'll give hack as well. Right, Rastascat wrote in saying, Rome a couple of years back, I noted bikes being used as sidewalk tables outside cafes. Apparently there's a council tax on sidewalk tables, but not on bicycles. So innovative cafe owners use bikes with tops attached and don't pay the council tax. Here in New Zealand, I had a retro fixie I wasn't using, so I created a memory of my awesome times in Rome.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? Do you think it just rolls away?
I did.
Because it's got no brakes.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, sorry, how many years have you been doing this?
Not long enough, clearly.
Phones on silent, please. I presume that the hubs have been fixed somehow so that this thing doesn't just roll away on any kind of incline.
Well, yeah, presumably.
It doesn't look too stable though, does it? I must admit.
Can I say it looks like a bodge?
All right, let's go bodge.
Yeah, sorry about that.
We're going to get a video in.
Yeah. If we can have a video.
How stable the table is.
Yeah, absolutely, right. Dale Edgerton sent this one in. A spoke magnet fix for a broken derailleur cable. Oh, that's intriguing. I don't understand that.
Well, maybe read the description.
Okay, good point. Can I blow my nose first? Sorry, it's an emergency. I'm back now.
Good.
If you put that in, mate. Right. Dale said, I commute in all weathers, so inevitably my rear derailleur cable rusts and breaks a couple of times a year. Sorry. It's not inevitable. Just replace it before it breaks. Honestly. Anyway.
His money's worth.
Yeah, all right. This causes the bike to automatically shift into the hardest gear. With lots of hills on my route, it's very annoying. Although I no longer use a wired speedometer, I carry a steel spoke speedometer magnet and a small screwdriver in my repair kit. When the derailleur cable breaks, I manually shift the chain into the middle of the cassette, suitable for riding single speed, pull the cable tight, then clamp it with the spoke magnet. I have so many issues with this,
I
Dan.
do as well, yeah.
Okay, do you want to start?
Okay, well, I sort of feel like a spare cable is going to take up less room than a screwdriver and the magnet.
Yes. I mean, that was
small, obviously, but the screwdriver presumably isn't that small.
Exactly, yeah. That was my main concern.
And then your previous one, which is just when it starts to fray, maybe replace it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't, like, because you're gonna have to replace it anyway. At least you don't get stuck. Dale, come on. That is an ultimate bodge. I'm terribly sorry.
I mean, if this had been done out and about, we probably would say it's a decent hack.
If it was literally like, oh, guys, yeah, I took the magnetic spoke thing off my front wheel and fixed my cable in position, yeah, 100%, that's a roadside hack. But planning for the eventuality that your cable snaps.
Most times when you have a cable snap, it's quite a surprise, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
But he seems to be like, well, I knew that was going to happen. So thankfully, I've got a screwdriver and a spoke magnet. Sorry.
Instead of a cable.
Sorry, Dale. You too are welcome to send in a video response with an explanation as to why you think that's a hack if you disagree.
Yeah, I mean, we do often get disgruntled people on a hack or bodge. I noticed last week we had a comment from the person who fixed their Garmin watch strap with a bit of latex in a tube, and he said that he still feels like it's a hack, even though we said it was crap. There we go. Anyway, I like it. A bit of controversy on the GCN show. Makes a nice change from Lance Armstrong. It's time now for hack forwards. No, that was the last bit, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, and we'd have to do that for that bit as well, but this is a different part of the show, so.
Yeah, I don't need a water
Don't you dare leave that in, Isaac.
Sorry. You might have been doing pedal car racing at the weekend, mate, but I was slogging my guts out in Finland.
Know. We'll mention it in what's coming up soon, so.
Well, this isn't going in, is it, Isaac? Right. It's time now for Caption Competition, that part of the show where you get a chance to get your hands on a coveted GCN Camelback water bottle. All you got to do is put a thoroughly witty caption in the comments section down below. We'll pick a winner next week. Before you get this week's photo, though, of course, it's the results from last week.
Last week's photo was this one of Tadej Pogačar fully decked out in polka dots from his helmet to his jersey, which is long sleeves, through to his shorts, just not on his overshoes. The winner this week is Bill O'Leary, 1079. He put caption, the winner of this year's tour has been spotted.
Hey, that's
good,
a good
Bill.
one, Bill. Yeah, get in touch and we'll get your Camelback water bottle. Did you say polka dots, by the way?
I think so.
So another comment last week, we got told off for saying polka dot. Apparently it's polka dot.
Oh. Well, that didn't work with the caption that I gave, was it? Did it?
What did you say?
Poker face.
That might be why they were moved to comment. I thought it was quite a spectacular bit of pedantry, but that does make more sense now, you can in that context. Okay, all right then, this photo, quite amusing.
It is. So this is Matthias Skjelmose of Lidl Trek. Apparently it's quite a big thing in Denmark. He's got a different design for his, what do you call it? It's a plaster that goes over your nose to expand it so you can breathe easier.
Yeah, breathe right strips.
They used to be there. I'm not sure they're still the same manufacturer or not. They've made had a bit of a renaissance, haven't they?
Oh yeah, I remember those from the 90s, Dan.
Anyway, for those of you listening to this, the design for this particular one, which is from yesterday's stage, you've listened to this on Tuesday, says Le 14 Juillet. It's got a French flag on it. So I will get you started. Excuse me, do you know someone that might be able to tell me what the date is? Matthias Skjelmose knows. I was really happy with that one.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I get it. Like, it looks quite funny when it's written down in black and white. And also, it looks like he's actually just got a cut on his nose. Is that not just a plaster?
Well, yeah. No, I think he's just, I don't know whether he's got sunburnt just over the top of where he puts his nose for each day.
Anyway, there we go. If you think you can beat Dan's caption, I think there's a lot of avenues for this one. Then get in touch, and yes, we will pick a winner next week.
We will shortly let you know what's coming up on the channel this week, including Si's epic ride. But first up, a few comments from underneath last week's video, starting as ever with a few under the GCN show. Anthony L8959 said 10,000 likes and Si has to grow a mullet.
I mean,
didn't get 10,000 likes, did it? But you can go back to last week's.
To be fair, I think I'd grow a mullet for 5,000 likes, mate, to be honest with you. Any excuse.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, like...
Let me check how many last week's has got.
I don't think I could do it in normal life, but if I said it was for work...
No, not even for charity,
can't argue with
just
that.
for work.
Well, that is true, actually. Rhiann Kerry said, Dan, you missed a trick. You should have challenged Si to grow a mullet for charity. So, yeah, maybe I set the bar too low there.
Yeah. 3.3 thousand likes on last week's show, Si. So,
so I'm safe for now.
If you'd like to go back and give an extra like to that one, please feel free. Now I've completely lost where I am. There we go. Next up, Biggie44 said the TPU watch fix was mine.
Oh,
we mentioned that, didn't we?
Biggie.
Might have been a bodge for GCN, but it lives on as a hack in my heart.
I mean, I don't think you can call it a hack if it's been called a bodge. Maybe it can. I don't know. And then Carl Bruce, I like this one. Hey, folks, Dan looked so good after his recent ride, I don't think it was a big enough challenge for him. Does anyone feel the same?
Well, I certainly don't. It was a big enough challenge for me.
Was it? That's it.
And also, I progressed on to the Ringwood Pedal Car Grand Prix last weekend.
OK, good point. Yeah, you've gone from, epic endurance to Formula One.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fair. OK, all right.
Meanwhile, Corndog1987 wrote in to say, Lance is the GOAT. Deal with it. USA, USA, USA. We couldn't decide whether this was being serious or sarcastic.
Yeah, but even after saying that we've had enough, like, Lance Armstrong comments, there were more last week. So, I mean, people really can't get enough of telling us whether they either hate or love Lance Armstrong. So, yeah, I mean, it's exceeded the tubeless controversy, the disc brake controversy. I mean, I literally can't think of another.
No.
I mean, there's just nothing, is there?
There never will be.
It probably, like every debate at the moment, will split countries 50-50, won't it? Right, underneath how the Tour de France riders climb so fast, which is a video that Dan put out in the middle of the week, Des Royne says, do it like me, start the climb slow and still fade away. That's pretty much what you did for your KOM.
Oh, it was, yeah, basically. A positive split.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
DS6914 said, the biggest difference between me and Tadej is definitely 100% his saddle position. For those of you who haven't watched the video, the little surprise at the end was that some riders, including Pogacar, are tilting their saddle slightly downwards on the mountainous stage so that it's horizontal to the road when the road gradient is upwards.
Good little hack there, isn't it?
Well, I've not tried it, but I think, as DS6914 points out, it's not going to allow me to bridge the gap between my own performance and that of the best climbers in the world.
Maybe not. Speaking of best climbers in the world, Ollie Bridgewood Everested the Stelvio, didn't he? Red Queen said, as always, pure respect, Dr. B. You have the best job in the world and the best attitude when you're doing these hard challenges. See? She thought yours was too easy as well.
Yeah.
You didn't have the right attitude, mate. Thanks for taking us on this amazing journey with you. So, yeah, it was a cool vid, that, wasn't it?
And that was along with a $100 super thanks as well, which I clicked on at the weekend, and I could see Red Queen's previous comments on the channel. The last one that Red Queen had made came under the Bonnet video, the 100k climb, which basically had a go at me because in my commentary voiceover, I'd said something along the lines of, this is the face of a man who's just turned 40. Red Queen said, do not take the mick out of Ollie, he's aging like a fine wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, your commentary about your own KOM attempts the other day was far, far worse, wasn't it? So I think, you know, you might take the piss out of Ollie, but you definitely take the piss out of yourself.
Yeah, true.
No one's safe.
Happy Days Goon, but Ollie is definitely a machine. But I'm also stunned by Daniele doing this at 52 years old with all that muscle. Alan's a great addition to this video too. I really love this vibe. I need more of this trio.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? I don't know whether Stelvio man can be taken away from the Stelvio, though. Can he?
Probably not, no.
No, so we'll just have to come up with another video at the Stelvio. And then Cubity says, 12 out of 10, this is everything. Concept, humour, effort, cinematography, humanity, beauty, chapeau, and a helmet made out of sausages.
Yeah, that was a good line, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right then, coming up on the channel this week, keep your eyes out on GCN Tech today, because I took a look at Jonas Vingegaard's brand new Cervelo S5. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Conor's going to be explaining some of the weirdest jobs that you find around the Tour de France, and he's found some properly weird ones, so I thoroughly recommend that.
He has indeed. And then at the weekend, we've already teased Dan's pedal car video, which is on Sunday, and then on Saturday, I went to Finland last week, kept it on the down low, but it was blooming amazing. And I got to do a fantastic event there called the Saimaa Cycle Tour, which is 300 kilometres around Finland's biggest lake. And we set off in the evening, which is the curveball. But anyway, it's absolutely amazing. And I got put in with a team of absolute hitters from Finland. And
tipped you over the edge, didn't it? I mean, the bit that Isaac left in earlier of you blowing your nose, that sniffle has come because you sort of pushed a bit past your limits, Si.
Basically, yeah, I got back from Finland and then my body just gave up.
And that ride too was not epic enough, but still worth watching.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. Anyway, no, do check it out because, Finland blew me away, quite frankly. Right, I'm pretty sure that's the end.
Yeah, I think that's probably been quite a long show, isn't it? Well done if you have made it right through to the end. If you have, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to like last week's show as well. We need to get to 5,000. See you next week.